All right, I'd like to welcome everyone to the August 24th, 2020 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board. To my right is Vice President Gary Merrill and our County Administrator Mike Fromer. To my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis. And Jennifer Walraven is going to run the meeting today. So we can begin.
Resolution number 20-724, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held August 20th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-724. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-725, in the matter of approving purchase orders, sending now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0821, memo transfers in batch number MT APR 0821, and procurement card payments in batch number 0821.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-725. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-726, in the matter of setting date, time, and place for the view and final hearing for the petition requesting the vacation of a .165 acre tract of Bainbridge Mill Drive in Liberty Township, Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-726. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-727, a resolution of necessity for purchase of a motor vehicle for the use of the Delaware County Sheriff's Office or its employees.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Dean Stelzer, Delaware County Sheriff's Department.
You can actually remove your mask. We can't hear you if you don't, since we're streaming and
Dean
recording.
Stelzer, Chief Business Officer for the Delaware County
Great.
Sheriff's
Thanks,
Department. This is a replacement vehicle. It's a used vehicle to be used by the Drug Task Force. They had 4 other vehicles that were sold on Gov Deals, and they're using the proceeds of that to pay for this vehicle. So,
Good.
any questions you may have?
Vote.
Vote on motion 20-727. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-728.
Thanks, Dean.
In the, have you seen Steve? I have not seen Steve
Steve Lewis.
Lewis
Yeah,
yet.
where is Steve?
Do you want me to go ahead and
Yeah,
skip over them? Or do
why
you
don't
want
we
me to go ahead and-
skip Steve's for
Okay.
now?
All right.
We're kind of moving fast here.
That will bring us to, let's see, page 482, and Mr. Anderson, number 8. Resolution number 20-728, in the matter of approving a transfer of funds and a transfer of appropriations for Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Anderson with Job and Family Services. The first is a transfer of funds, and this is requesting the transfer of general fund dollars into our Children's Services Fund. This is the second half of the transfer coming in for this fiscal year. It's part of the MOE that the state has calculated the amount for us. We have 2 transfer appropriations. The first one is in the amount of $100,000 going from our transfers into our client services. This was just a budgeting. We are not transferring as many funds over due to our RMS process, but we are serving more clients. So this will put the money into the client service. And the last one is we received some funding. We placed that funding in our materials and supplies, but we're having some cabling and wiring done, so we need to move that into our services line.
Vote.
Vote on motion 20-728. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Bob.
Steve Lewis. is
Steve's
there.
out in
All
the
right.
lobby, so we can,
Back to page 475. Resolution number 20-729, in the matter of approving an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Automatic Data Processing Board and the Board of Township Trustees of Genoa Township for information technology services to the township.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Sorry about that. I hung up on a call.
Oh, no problem. If you could remove your mask, we're streaming and it really makes it better to hear, and that way everybody listening can do it. And you have to identify yourself for the record again,
Steve
please.
Lewis with the IT department. Apologize for being late. So what you have before you is the IT agreement with Genoa Township. I think we've been discussing this for quite some time, and this is officially putting the ink on it.
No, they're very, very happy about it.
Yep.
Good to see you again. You're getting more and more townships working with your department, so that's great to see. Helps
Yep.
everybody.
I think this is good for all the townships as we can find ways to work with them.
Right,
So,
leverage expertise,
Shared
save
services.
costs. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for all your work on that, Steve.
This is the same structure as the others in terms of pricing, term,
It sure is identical.
services that are provided. Okay.
The key is that we make sure we recover our cost and that these are
That's right,
evaluated
actually.
regularly.
Commissioner Benton and I shared some communication last week about that, and, George and I at this time believe that we're covering the costs. I think if the county decides to offer additional services, I know one of those services, specifically with Genoa and Orange, what they would like to do is take advantage of our imaging system. I think if we do expand and we offer those services, we may want to reevaluate the structure and figure out just how we handle how much imaging they're going to do, because that does consume some space on the storage arrays, which aren't cheap, mainly because of just how fast they are, the performance of the replication that we do down to our DR site, and then also to our third location. So when we buy storage, we're not just buying it for downstairs, we're buying it for 3 different locations. So it does add up. So I think we might want to look at it at that point. But as it is today, I believe we're recovering our costs.
It's a win for everyone. The township benefits because they're saving money, and we're able to provide a service that they can't provide for themselves as financially, fiscally responsible. So it's just good all the way around.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-729. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
All right.
Resolution number 20-730, in the matter of approving an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Automatic Data Processing Board, and the Board of Township Trustees of Liberty Township for information technology services to the township.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Still Steve Lewis, and this is identical to the previous agreement that you just passed with Genoa, only for Liberty Township.
This is a one-year renewal in this case. With Liberty?
It says renewal on there?
Oh, I'm asking.
No. So we had the initial agreement in place, and then there was some hiccups with getting the fiber built to them.
Okay.
And we just can't take over those services without having their servers ingested in our system. So we kind of pumped the brakes on that a little bit. So this is working with Eric. We decided we're better off starting a clean agreement with the new Board of Trustees now that they're in office, and that's what you have before you today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Again, same comments as before. It's good to see working with the townships and win-win situations.
Yes.
Vote?
Great.
Vote on motion 20-730. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-731, in the matter of approving specifications and setting bid opening date and time for the project known as the Delaware Fiber Extension Project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning. Again.
You're still Steve Lewis?
Yeah, so what you have before you
Yeah.
is invitation to bid, and my understanding, working with Eric to develop this, is we're basically asking for information or quotes on what it would take to build to some of our facilities, some of our partners' facilities, specifically Preservation Parks, BSTG, and Fire. Some of those locations we would like to get information to gather for them so that we can present it to them and see if they have an interest in connecting back to our services. Those are discussions that we can have in the future if we determine that the cost is feasible and the funding is there from those agencies. For Delaware County's interest, we're focusing on a couple of the sanitary pump stations, just due to expansion that they're doing and needing additional connectivity to those. And then the big one that has really driven this is our EMS stations. It's really become more evident now since COVID with trying to do some of their video streaming and their training sessions and some of those things that we take for granted because we have fiber to all of our facilities, but some of those locations, a lot of them are in some more rural areas. It's difficult to get that good connectivity there, so we've been trying to make do with wireless or some other means of communications, and it's just not always adequate for what they need to accomplish.
What timeline do you have on this project, Steve?
So, I think we're going out to bid for 30 days, I believe. And once we get those bids back, we'll evaluate those, work with the different department heads and determine what exactly we would like or not to like move forward with. And ideally, we would start some of the construction by the end of the year. A lot of it depends upon what information we get back from the contractors. As you can imagine, building fiber is in pretty high demand right now. So, you know, getting fiber, getting the connectors that you need, getting the resources to install it, getting the permits, those are all challenges that I'm sure we're going to face. So I really don't have a good answer, but as soon as possible.
Okay. Very good. Okay, vote, please.
Vote on motion 20-731. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve, just a quick question then with our EMS, so that'll be extended to all the necessary stations, so they have the updated, they can do updated
Yeah, so the only one
internet
that
access?
I would like to say yes, but I think there might be one exception. And
Okay.
maybe Mike knows, or certainly Chief Official would, Direct Official, is the one down in Genoa.
Oh, okay, they may, oh, I see. Yeah, that's in a rental or a
Yeah.
leased station, so,
I don't think that's on here as far as.
yeah, okay. Right, they probably, yeah, that would be already covered then with the services that they receive. Yeah, I wanted to make sure with all the rural stations too, with that internet access.
Yes, all the
That's
rural
great.
stations are covered.
Yeah, okay, great, okay. Yeah, I think the others are already, have really good online.
Yeah, I think they're in one of those unique situations where there are other fiber providers.
Sure,
It's
sure.
not quite as nice as having our own dark fiber in there, but at least we can purchase
Right.
the capacity that
Right.
we need.
Yeah, oh, great, thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. We voted on this?
We did.
Okay. I thought we did.
Oh.
But very good. Thanks, Steve. Thank you. Yep. Let's keep going.
All right, brings us to item number 9. Resolution number 20-732, in the matter of amending Resolution number 20-682 for the purchase of equipment for the county engineer's office.
So moved.
Second,
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. We had a wrong amount listed in the previous resolution purchasing 2 new pickup trucks, and so this is to correct that error in the previous resolution.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-732. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
aye.
Resolution number 20-733, in the matter of approving an owner's agreement for Scioto Reserve Extension.
So moved.
Second,
Discussion.
This is a 14-lot, single-family subdivision, just basically an extension of an existing Stove Street located within Scioto Reserve on the north side of Home Road, providing for 14 new lots. This will provide for the street and stormwater improvements for those lots.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-733. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
aye.
Resolution number 20-734, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Genoa Place.
So move.
Second.
Discussion?
This plat has been approved by all the required county agencies and involves a four-lot common access drive subdivision in Genoa Township located off of Worthington Road.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-734. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-735, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
We just had 5 routine utility installation permits for your approval.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-735. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rob.
Resolution number 20-736, in the matter of appointing a member to the Job and Family Services Community Planning Committee.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Is Jane coming at all to discuss this or the next one? Or anybody?
We can hold off, or?
Bob was out there, but I don't see him.
Maybe Bob was gonna.
We want to add to our
No, that
reports,
the-
maybe while we're waiting? or-
Previous person
the last two?
retired, so,
I think these are the last two, so we could go on to,
okay, all right. Well, the previous person, Amy Hill, retired, and her successor needs to be appointed to the unexpired term, Rihanna, and that will go to October 4th of 2022.
I'm okay taking a vote if you guys,
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
okay, let's go ahead and vote on this one.
Okay. Vote on motion 20-736. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye?
Resolution number 20-737.
So moved.
We're on the Job and Family Services one. So in the matter
We
of
approved the first one.
reappointing members to the Job and Family Services Community Planning Committee.
I say so. So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Discussion, all right. Good morning, Jane Hawes, Director of Communications. We're getting ahead with ourselves with some of these appointments, so we do have a member to appoint to the Job and Family Services because a position, who was it? Amy Hill retired.
We've already done that one.
Oh, you did do
Yeah,
that one? Okay,
yeah.
so reappointing, are we up to? Yes?
Now we're on the reappointing
Okay, so reappointing.
4 members.
We determined that all 4 of these individuals have been active members of the committee. Bob gave them his blessing in terms of reappointing, and they are interested. So Deanna Brandt, Kathy Laughlin, who represents Delaware County Transit, Barb Lyon from United Way, Robert Singer is one of our public members at large on the committee. So we recommend their approval.
Vote?
Vote on motion 20-737. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye?
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jane.
Resolution number 20-738, in the matter of procuring an excess insurance policy for Delaware County's self-insured workers' compensation program and authorizing the county administrator to execute necessary documents in furtherance thereof.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator. As you know, we've been working with SFM Insurance to oh my goodness, procure, I can't say it.
Procure.
Procure?
Sure,
Okay.
thank you. My
Sure.
goodness. Our excess workers' comp insurance for 2021, it actually starts September 1st of 2020 and then goes through 2022 in August. So we're requesting your approval of that. It would be for a 2-year term, and we would be continuing with the same retention, $500,000. And these rates are based upon our experience, our payroll, and also the market, which is extremely narrow at the moment, and definitely has increased what we had been looking at in the last couple of years in terms of the premiums. So if you have questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
I didn't really have any others. You filled us in on more details earlier, so I think we're good to go. We'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-738. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Dawn.
That brings us to administrative reports and Administrator Firmer.
That was quick.
Commissioner reports.
Commissioner Merrill.
Just a couple of things. And of course, the board meeting Friday, the hybrid, virtual and in person, so it went very well. We conducted our business. We have our annual meeting coming up in a couple weeks, and so hopefully that will be in person, a hybrid as well. So we look forward to that. The other thing is the Family Treatment Court. I attended that virtually. I believe it was Thursday, and I always walk away and I've said this before in these other courts, veterans courts or whatever, the things that we do to try to help people get their feet back under them. And John and Ashley, I'll just use their first names, were the two people that had recent benefits from this court. And Magistrate Rice did an outstanding job in the absence of Judge Simonowski, who had a conflict, and the whole group over there does a great job, and there's an opportunity for John and Ashley to get a new opportunity, and I applaud them for their efforts and their work, and I applaud our court for the things that we're doing to try to get people another opportunity, and that's all I have.
Okay, great. Commissioner Lewis?
Nothing to report.
Okay, I just had a couple other things. We had our Central Ohio Youth Center meeting at the same time as the treatment court graduation was, so I wasn't able to make that. But things are good there. They're handling the COVID issues well, and so everything's doing a good job. Natalie Landon, the director there, does an outstanding job. Our SEBCO meeting, our annual meeting, our annual meeting is this Friday for SEBCO. So that should be real interesting, as always. I know it's virtual as well. Today at 4, I was invited to participate in a call with Lieutenant Governor John Husted, just kind of talking about how we got through COVID and what issues we have here in the county that the state level could be aware of and maybe help us with. So I'll be participating in that. One other thing I want to mention, the trail applications, the county trail group has established deadline of October 1st for trail funding applications available to municipalities and parks and so on. So I would encourage everyone who is interested in that to try to learn more and take advantage of that. Again, October 1st for application deadline for funding of trail projects here in Delaware County. And with that, that is it. We have an item for executive session.
We do. Resolution number 20-739, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of pending or imminent litigation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-739. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
All right, we are now in executive session. Everybody ready? I think we're ready. Yes.
Okay.
Resolution number 20-740, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-740. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
All right, no further business?
We have a work session.
Oh, we have a work session at,
Oh, yes.
Yes, but we can adjourn this meeting.
We adjourn this
The work session
meeting.
is not part of our regular session.
that's right.
Okay.
So this meeting is adjourned.